Hello gamers, it's Tom Sidener, the Lonely Gamer, and today I'm going to do an unboxing of a Kickstarter that I just received. Now I do want to say, first of all, is that when this game was in Kickstarter, I was very intrigued about it. But I had a bunch of Kickstarters out, I was in the middle of getting ready to move, I was worried about things getting delivered and everything, and so my good buddy John, he Kickstarted this game, and he actually gifted me a copy. So I actually got a copy from the Kickstarter, which was so awesome. So first thing I want to do is I want to say thank you, John Champagne, for the excellent gift of this game, which I think is going to be really cool. So let's go ahead and unbox it, and let's see what's inside Tiny Epic Quest. Okay, so this game had some really unique things in it. When I saw it, I was really intrigued by it, so I'm kind of hoping that what's in here is really cool. It's a lot smaller box than what I had actually expected. When I got it, I was like, wow, that's really tiny, but that makes sense. It's tiny, epic. Let's crack it open and see what's inside this little box. I do want to say before I open it that it does say that this is the deluxe version right here on the box here, so I'm not sure what that means, but we'll guess we're going to find out. Alright, so first of all, the box is really nice and solid. The artwork is absolutely beautiful on the box. I'll hold it up to the camera here so you can see the artwork really well. It really reminds me of the video game Zelda and Link and all that stuff. It really has that feel to it. The back of the box has got a bunch of information on the back here and shows some of the components that are in there. It also shows some of the information that you need for playing the game, like the fact that it's 14 plus, it plays in 60 minutes, and it's 1 to 4 players. Alright, so this has been put out by Gamelyn Games, and the designer is Scott Almes. So the first thing we see when we open it up, we see this rule book. It's a fairly small rule book, but it looks like it has several pages in it. It's a full color. It's very nice. I have not read this rule book, but I have watched Rahdo's run-through of playing this game, so I do have an idea of how to play it. I will be reading this rule book because John and I are going to try to do a playthrough of this game and record it. So, but the rule book looks really nice. It's nice, full colored. It's several pages. It's probably a good, well, it looks like it's 24 pages long and has some beautiful artwork in it, like this picture here. The next thing I see is I see some little wooden meeples. This must be some kind of bonus stuff because it's kind of packed all by itself. I'll hold it up to the camera here. Looks like we've got some wooden meeples. They almost look like little mushroom men. Not sure exactly what those are for. It says Epic Golden Mushroom, so this must be a little mini expansion that comes in this version. Now this was the Kickstarter version, so I don't know if this mini mushroom expansion will come in the retail version, but it does come with some cards. Also, these are fairly odd card sizes, so I'm going to have to try to find some sleeves that will fit these, and they also seem to be a little warped, so I don't know how well they're going to sit on the table flat. I know this game is kind of laid out in a pattern, kind of like this, and so I don't know how well these are going to sit. They're, as you can see, they're a little warped, but we live in a really high humidity area, so it could just be the humidity. So a lot of times I'll let my cards sit out, and then they'll flatten out over time. Another thing I just noticed is that they're two-sided, so it looks like it's got different things on one side or the other. There you go, just to kind of give you an idea here. And that looks like a Golden Mushrooms little mini expansion that comes with the game. The next thing are the Meeples, and these Meeples are super duper impressive. One of the things that really drew me to this game were these Meeples. These Meeples are, they have a specific name. They're called item Meeples, and they're made specifically to hold items. I'm going to hold this up to the camera so you can see it a little bit, but if you notice, they've got little holes in their hands there, and they can actually hold items. And here's a little bag of items that we have. Let me take a few of those out so you can see what comes in this bag. It's really cool. We've got, this looks like a little calliope here. We've got a shield and a boomerang and a sword and it looks like a bomb, and a book, and several other little items in here. Let's just give you an idea of some of the items that are here. I'm trying to get them in my hand so that if they can, you can see them pretty well. I'm going to hold them up to the camera here so you can see these little items. Now all of these little items can be held by the Meeples. I'll show you. I'll put a shield and a sword in this little guy. Hold it up to the camera so that you can see it. So looky there, he's a little guy holding a shield and sword. This is really cool. They also have holes in the back, and I've actually heard rumors that in future expansions they're going to have like capes and backpacks and hoods and stuff like that that you can actually put on your Meeples. Maybe a helmet. That's kind of cool. So anyway, so these are called action Meeples, and they're really neat, and they look very impressive. The items seem to go in and out of the Meeples without too much problems. This one's a little stiff, and I don't want to break the sword, but the shield come right out, and so that's really cool. You get 3 blue Meeples, 3 red Meeples, 3 yellow Meeples, and 3 green item Meeples. Okay, that comes in the set, and then you get all kinds of different little items. I already mentioned some of them, but you also have a butterfly. Looks like a lantern, a health potion of some type, a little onk, which is really hard to see. It's so small. Swords and staffs, and oh, and a key, and a shovel, and a gem of some type, and then more shields, more swords, more staffs. Oh, and a little bow. Isn't that cute? Look at that little bow. That's really amazing. So anyway, so you get the Meeples, and you got a bunch of little items. The next thing I see in here, I see some health tokens. Looks like we've got some little hearts here. It looks like this is what we keep track of our life in the game. They have a plain white side, and then they have a side with a little red heart on them, so that's pretty cool. I'm assuming this goes on our board for our person, and I'm assuming that's in there somewhere. Looks like we've got some little triangle things. I'm not sure what these are for, but they're printed on one side. They have a little star. I think that's probably for your energy, so I'm going to put that there just so you can get a look at it. We've got some more tokens here. We've got some butterfly tokens. Looks like a butterfly token for each color of Meeple. It looks like we've got a little orange, what looks like maybe an orc token. And we've got a little mushroom token. A lot of these symbols remind me of the stuff I saw in the video, so I think these are used for keeping track of different things. And then you've got this orange token here, and I'm not exactly sure what this token is for. I don't remember this in Rahdo's video. Now, when I watched Rahdo's video, it was using non-finalized components, so a lot of his stuff was print and play, so some of this stuff may look different. Looks like there's a bunch of tokens here, and one really cool thing that I see in here is an item rack, which you can actually stick all of your items on. That is really, really cool. I'm going to stick some items on here so you can see how this works. This is really, really impressive and really neat. So when you go to pick your items, you can pick them right off of the item rack. This is just amazing. The detail that they put into this game is really, really amazing. I think these two item racks go together so that you can snap them together like this. Yeah, I think the item racks go like this, and then you can set the items on there. I'll just set this up and put some items on here. I managed to knock most of the items off when I was putting it together, but you can actually stick the items in here and it will hold them. I don't know how useful this is to the game, but it sure is cute to have this little item rack where you can have items on there. Let me put the bow on there because I really like the bow. And they snap in there pretty good. I didn't have them snapped in when I first put them on there, but now I've noticed that there's actually a little click. And that one jumped out because it was hooked onto the bow. Let's put the book on there instead. There we go. But they hold on pretty well. So there you go. So that's the item rack. I'm not going to take a time to put all of them on there, but that's pretty cool. So you can put all the items on the item rack when you're playing and reach over and pull them off, you know, as you need them. Like I said, there's some other stuff in here. There's like another piece to the item rack, probably the bottom of it. And there's some tokens. I think these are the orc tokens of the guys you fight. I think there's green ones and red ones. I think the green ones are passive and the red ones are aggressive or something like that. But anyway, I remember these from the run-through. But they looked a little different when I saw them in the run-through. And I think Rahdo only had the red ones. So if you watch the run-through that Rahdo does, I think he only has the red ones, and he uses a token to say whether or not they're passive or aggressive. Looks like it's got some max stats markers. So probably on your hero board, you've probably got max for health and max for energy. And it looks like you have some max stat markers there. It does also come with some silicate gel. That's kind of nice since it's a lot of paper in here, and so if it got into a wet area, this would hopefully help dry it out inside there. There's some dice. Now these dice are custom dice. They're used for the push your luck portion of this game. And when you play part of this, you're pushing your luck and trying to make it as far as you can in the adventuring, and these are really nice. They've kind of got like I'll hold them up here, they've kind of got, I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but they've kind of got a little marble to them. They look like little marble dice, and the colors are really vibrant that are in them. And they've got, let's see, they've got 6 different faces. They've got the orc face, looks like a torch face, a map face, a energy face, and a punch face. And there's only 5 dice there. So the last face, which I'm going to just switch this one to show you, is the mushroom face. So 6 different faces, and here's all of them but one. Alright, so the next thing we've got in here is we've got a bunch of looks like location cards. I'm assuming they're double-sided, and they are. So we've got double-sided location cards. And each one of these locations are places that you can visit and you can try to quest at. If you watch the run-through that Rahdo does, you start your guy here, and then you've got to roll torches, and you've got to get to here to complete the quest, and that's how you do it. There are also some other cards here other than location cards. You've got this card. This is, I think, your one of your score cards here. Looks like it's just got a picture of a map on the back, but it looks like this is one of your score cards. And also to keep track of your butterflies, your quests, which the butterflies are spells, the quests, and the goblins. So that's a scorecard of some type. This is the card that maintains the magic in the world and also tells you what spells are available. So as you move up here, more and more spells become available, but as you move the magic up, bad things start happening. So these items up here tell you what happens as the magic in the area starts moving up. So that's that card. And then you've got these cards here, and I don't know if these are double-sided. No, it looks just like they have artwork on the back, but they're single-sided. But these are your quest cards. And these tell you the different things you can quest for. So, like here you can quest for a sword. I'll just hold this one up first. And you've got to complete this location, and then you get to equip the sword. This one you can quest for a shield. If you finish this location and this location, then you can equip the shield and a staff here. Each one of these is for the different person. So this is for the green person, this is for the red person, yellow person, and blue person, and this keeps track of your quests because each person can quest for those. That's why there's 4 swords and 4 staffs and 4 shields here. And then on top of that, you've got some cards here. These are the quest cards, and you complete quests by having your guys certain places on the map mostly. So let me get this open and we'll take a look at these. So each player gets a card in their color that says whether or not they're adventuring or resting. When you're in the rolling the dice phase, it's a push your luck thing, and on your turn you can say you're going to rest, you take no more damage, and you heal. You gain 1 wound or 1 energy. If you're adventuring, then you get to punch things, you get to gain power, gain magic, and then you also have torch scrolls and goblin attacks that you get as you're rolling the dice. This orc face is actually taking damage, and the way it works is that when you're the active player and you're rolling the dice, if you roll 2 orcs for damage, you take the first damage, and the person next to you clockwise takes the next damage. And so it actually tells you have to go through these things in this order, and then these things you can just do in any order. But there's one for each player: a green, a yellow, a blue, and there should be a red. Where's the red one? Oh, the red one's on the bottom here. So one for each player, and there you go. And then we have the quests, and the quests just give you different things. Some of them will give you things immediately on completing them, and some of them you have to actually go someplace to complete them. So like this one, it says have 2 of your heroes on opposite coasts in the same room or column, and when you do that, you automatically gain 3 energy. This one tells you you have to complete this quest, and then you can actually equip a bow. So the way these work, when you're playing the game, these are upside down, shuffle, you reveal, I think it's 3, and then on your turn, if you can meet the requirements, let's say like the one that said to have 2 people on a different coast, then you take that. If it's an immediate one, you immediately score it, turn it over. If it's not an immediate one, then you take it and then you try to finish the second part. Usually the second part is something like you have to go here and quest through this location. So that's it. That's all that's in the box. It's got some beautiful artwork in the bottom of the box. That's very impressive. I've seen very few games that actually have artwork in the bottom of the box. I can just imagine that you could actually take this box, set it on the table, create a diorama with your little meeple. So this guy is going to be going into a mine, and he's going to dig for some gold. I'm going to set him right here in my little diorama here. And then I'll get a little red guy, and I'll give him a sword and a shield. Look at that. He's going to go with this guy as his protector. So there we go. We got a little diorama with a couple little meeples in there. Isn't that cute? So that's really cool. This game is really, really amazing from an artistic standpoint. It's really amazing from a size standpoint, because all of this stuff, look at this whole table full of stuff. All of this stuff that you see here fit into this one little box. So that's pretty cool. So this is Tiny Epic Quest. I'm very excited to play this game. It looks really, really fun. John and I are going to try to do a playthrough video so you can watch it played, but I wanted to give you a chance to see what was in the box. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and until I see you again, happy gaming.